All right, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. This is a big day for us here at the CEC podcast, and we're live on TikTok. Join us there, Instagram, and here on YouTube. And we have a special guest today. It is Mr. Mark Erickson. Welcome in, buddy. Welcome in. Now, for anybody who's out there in the dark and don't know who this guy is, shame, shame, shame. This
No, no, it's fine.
No, I mean, I'm saying it because on TikTok, I have a Lego following of like 50 people who build Legos and are big in the Lego community. And if they don't know who you are, then they're going to be put in the doghouse
Okay,
because
that's true.
thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot see Legos and not think, oh, Hulu, Lego Masters, the show. And season 2, you're one half of the championship team
Yep,
with your
there's
brother.
the trophy.
I was going to ask you, is that did they get now? Before we get into anything else,
Yeah.
y'all got 1 or 2 trophies. I mean, like it's a team of 2. How'd they do that?
So it's just one trophy, and thankfully, me and my brother share a house. This is our Lego space here.
Okay.
That's our trophy. We're sharing it now.
Okay.
What Steven may be moving on at this point. He's got a girlfriend. I think they're going to get married sometime soon. So we're like, what do we do if we ever have to split up the band, right? So we're planning to build an exact replica as closely as possible, and then just kind of doing a
swap
which one. Just take one. We don't know which one's the real one. So that's our plan. We'll see how well that works, but we're just kind of kicking that can down the road if we can. So yeah.
Okay. So it's just that's the real one, and
Yeah.
that's the one. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get into this. And I've been waiting for this one, and I know we've talked back and forth several times through Instagram messages, and we actually met in person at the Atlanta LegoCon. But before we get into all that,
Yeah.
let's start at the beginning of give us 5 details of what makes you you and
Mhm.
something about your past that got you to where you are now.
Ooh, yeah. So yeah, definitely a interesting life story.
Yes.
I was homeschooled for basically my whole life.
Okay.
So until I was in high school, and then so because you were homeschooled, I got a really good education from my mom. I was a little bit dyslexic, so reading was a little bit difficult for me. Math is still not my favorite, but I did get that good education from her. She really poured her heart and soul into making sure I learned everything I needed to. But I did have a little bit of free time, right?
Okay.
And what do you do with that free time? When I was a little tyke, it was dinosaurs, then it was Hot Wheels, and then it was Lego, and then Lego for the rest of my life. I never touched another thing, another toy. That was my hobby. That was my passion. Lego won the battle, right?
So it was a 3-way tie: Legos, dinosaurs, Hot Wheels, and there it is, Legos.
That Lego beat out everything. I still deep down like dinosaurs and cars and stuff, but yeah, Lego is the thing. As you can see behind me, that's basically all Lego back there.
Wait, hold on. That's all Legos?
Oh
Like,
yeah, so all those
every
cabinets, every bin, and there's more over there. Yeah, so it's a huge room full of all that on the table over there. That's all Lego. So yeah.
So
Just
the question that I'm going to ask you about the Lego as a kid, how many times did your mother or father step on a Lego and curse you and your brother for leaving Legos around the room and not picking them up?
It definitely happened quite a bit. We would just have them all over the carpeted floor in our little home, and so we would just we'd be building nothing but Lego. Me and my brother, we were a team, because he is 20 months younger than me. So, and I was big for my age. He
Right.
was really big for his age. We looked like twins. So we always got along great, and we just built together. And they would step on the Lego all the time. But I will say, in their defense, they definitely were upset when it would be a mess or when they step on it. But they also really encouraged us to be creative. So
Okay.
I really have to thank them, especially my mom, for kind of encouraging us to have fun, build with our Lego. We would even do little comic books. We take pictures, print them in on sheets of paper, write stories for our Lego. So we were very creative and always finding new ways to have fun with Lego all the time. So yeah.
Okay, you said your brother's 20 minutes younger than you.
20 months.
20
so he's
months.
a little over a year.
Okay,
Yeah.
20 months young. I thought you said, wait, 20 minutes. I'm like, I was going to ask you, did you use that against him in anything y'all did? Like, I'm older by 20 minutes. But you said 20
So
months.
we're not actually twins, but you would think that we are. We're very similar, and he's just a little bit bulkier than me. I'm kind of skinny, but
Well, I mean, if you had shaved, I wouldn't have been able to tell who was who. Because I've seen the pictures, I've seen them side by side, and it's kind of like, okay, non-shaved is non-shaved is Mark, and shave is okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Got
People will accidentally say, "Oh, hey, Steven," when they're talking to me. I'm like, I don't even correct them. I just answer, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" You know, don't even bother. It's fine. We're the same height, same hair color, similar kind of like light eyes. So yeah, we just look. And now he's got a beard too. After Lego Masters, he started.
Oh,
Steven, you look better with a beard. It helps. It's
feels in the baby face. Feels in the baby
exactly,
face.
exactly. Makes you look like you're grown up. You got some responsibility. So yeah, so that
Okay.
we're very similar. But that really helped. That kind of having a team member to build with your whole life makes it a lot more fun. It's not just you alone in your room, which is fine for most people, but having someone to constantly bounce ideas off of, to have that creative experience with, be able to work with, was really awesome. So just like perfectly catered for a 2-person team dynamic on a show that happened later. So yeah.
Okay, so let's fast forward a little bit from the early learning, discovering Legos, falling in love with them, and then let's say to your high schoolish era years, like the building process for you from first finding Legos to the high school era Lego building. What kept you in that mode to keep building into I'm in high school, Legos are not cool to everybody, but we're not gonna do sports, we're not gonna do this, we're gonna do Legos. Like, what was that like for y'all?
Yeah, I will say most Lego fans, when they if they started out as a kid and they enjoyed it as a kid, they usually get out of it over high school and college, and then usually after they settle down, they got back, they have their own place, they have adult money. They go back and they buy a Lego, and so that's what happens. And so,
but because that stuff is expensive.
Exactly, yeah, it's expensive. Don't get me started. I don't buy Lego anymore. I'm glad I already have it. So, so as going into middle school, high school, like there is, I think, thankfully, the friends we had, the co-ops we interacted with, it was still not like absolutely dunked on to like Lego. I think at the time Lego was still cool for boys to play with, and like as a little bit older. But at the same time, because we had each other and because we weren't too worried about what other people would think, I always had someone who also liked Lego and kept me involved in it.
Right.
Really helped me from going through my dark age, is what they call it, the dark age, where you get out of Lego and come back. And so, I avoided the dark age. We built basically nonstop from, I was about 4 or 5 when I started building actively with Lego. Okay. Just never stopped. Every week we'd start a new project. We'd build something new on our dresser. And we'd do a pirate landscape, or we do like a Lego city, or we switch it up and do sci-fi aliens one week. And so we would just keep doing new things. But what really kicked it off to make it more serious versus just something you do as a pure artistic hobby, I found people doing this online. And I think it was probably around 2009 or 10. And there's these websites like I got to shout out classiccastle.com. Okay. It's all these people. They do a yearly contest. It's still going on today. And you can enter your builds. It's castle themed, and you can try and win prizes. And people were really good. They have people in Europe doing it. You have people all over the world doing it. And so it really expanded my horizons on what's possible with Lego. So it was seeing what people did online really encouraged me to up my ante. Instead of just having fun with random pieces and doing random stuff, I'm like trying to build something that looks really cool. And that was a big shift, finding the online community.
Okay. So once you found that community online, was there competitions that y'all, I know you said that like you put up and you went, but did y'all actually get together and build together, like as a kind of like the Lego Masters before the Lego Masters? Did y'all meet somewhere and build, or was it just simply submitting your designs, and like where was you getting your ideas from? Because I get sets, and I'm like, ooh, this is hard. If you go on TikTok and watch these people build, they're always building sets. They're like, oh, they're looking in the book and they're building and building and building and building. So for y'all to free build, where are y'all pulling these ideas from? And how are you trial and error, or y'all just like, oh, it's gonna fit? Like talk to us on that level.
Yeah. So but going before Lego Masters, me and Steven had both discovered the online community, right? We're building, trying to make cool, impressive things. What really I would say it boiled down to is we definitely did some teamwork. We definitely did contests, like the online contests I mentioned, but we also we figured out people do this in person. They go to these events. So the first one we ever did was Brick Fair Alabama in 2013. And that was a lot of fun. We had a great time. Everyone there was super nice. The Lego community in person is typically a very welcoming space.
Right.
So that was really encouraging. And we brought some fun builds and people really liked them. We weren't that big or noteworthy back then, especially our first convention. Like, so as a point of humility, I had a small castle build, and I was collaborating with a friend that I met online whose name was Max. I'm still in touch with him today. And I brought a little castle build, like little small fun creation. And Max brought a 8-foot long, 5 feet wide, huge castle build that he spent all year building. It dwarfed mine, right?
That would be humiliating. I
was like, okay, I'm definitely the small fish in a big pond here. But then, to add insult to injury, they nominated me for most tragically overlooked mock for the awards, and I didn't even win that. So I'm like, oh man, I gotta do better next time. So
you get nominated for the most overlooked.
Yeah,
and you still couldn't win that one.
No.
And you still didn't quit, though. You still did not quit building.
Oh yeah, we were back next year with a much bigger castle. So yeah.
He's like,
speaking on what inspires me to build, definitely love castles, love medieval stuff. Always love like Robin Hood, Ivanhoe, all those classic kind of medieval stories. I like anything with like swords and kind of Romans, Greeks, like Conan the Barbarian, just like, kind of action, physicality stuff, but also like a little bit of sci-fi. I love all the classic Lego themes that Lego has made over the years. And so just like all sorts of different things, but mostly I would say more historical or fantasy.
Got you. So I do have a question because I'm sitting, we're going to deviate from the timeline because I'm kind of in the timeline, but I'm looking at all these Legos back there.
Oh yeah.
Like so, like,
just keeps going. There's so many back there.
So again, like I said, people I see, they buy sets. We get sets. We don't take them apart. We leave them up, put them to display. But throughout your journey, where are you just getting like the pieces you collected? I'm assuming you don't tear anything apart. You build it, it stays together. But like, where are you going to get all this stuff from? Like, where are you literally like, oh, I need this piece for this, or I need this piece for that, or I need 50 pieces for this. It's like, oh, like
it's hard to get the right materials to build with, right? And thankfully, I've been slowly building up my collection since I was 4 years old. So you get birthdays every time. I got a little, like I get a few dollars every week for like picking up pine cones or other chores outside. And so I get like a little allowance of sorts. I'd be able to spend my money on Lego. I'd be able to buy a set maybe once a month. And for most of my life, I've been doing that, trying to buy a little bit of Lego here and there as I can. And I don't keep all the sets together for sure. I only keep my favorite ones. So I got a lot of my pieces from sets that I've taken apart over the years. Another thing you can do is you can buy online. So the bricklink.com is the best place for buying an individual piece, which you could totally do. You can have your own store to sell pieces on there. It's kind of like eBay, but no bidding, right?
Okay.
So you just go get pieces. You can buy minifigures. You can buy whatever Lego piece that's ever been made. You can buy it there. Some of them are more expensive than others, but most of them are pretty cheap. And then, and unfortunately, we don't keep all of our Lego builds together. I took apart the Dune sandworm that I brought at the show. It's gone. I took it apart a week ago. And we're using all the pieces to build some castle landscapes, some other builds. And so it is going to be something totally new in just a couple of weeks. So yeah, that's the tragedy of constantly having to build stuff. You have to constantly take stuff apart. But we keep it together for about a year or two usually.
Okay.
And we bring it to a couple conventions so people could see it. We take a bunch of good photos and we post them online so people can look at them anytime they want, anytime in the future.
Yep.
And so we try to document it, but it is tragic that we do take apart most of our creations.
Darn it.
I'm sorry. It's sad.
So let's fast forward and go back into the timeline. Let's get to the actual coming up into Lego Masters.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into that. What made... Well, not even made you, but I don't want to use the word made you because it was like, you're like, oh, we weren't made to do this, but we just want, like, what got y'all to, what was the process to get on the show? Let me ask a question. What was the process to say, hey, here's a show? How did you go from like seeing it to getting on the show?
Yeah. So getting on the show when Lego Masters is reaching out to a huge pool of people to try and find the right people for their show. They're looking for specific characteristics. You can kind of see it in some of the seasons, especially after our season, it got even more prominent.
Yes.
Like you have the policeman team, you have the fireman team, you have the doctor team, and then you have like kind of stereotypes. You have the brothers, you have the mom and son. You have different. They're looking for family dynamics. They're looking for things like that. So we didn't really know that going in, but season 1 we saw, and we actually had a couple of our Lego friends from the community involved in there. Me and Steven, Tyler Kleitz, who won season 1, he was like our childhood hero because we studied his builds online years and years ago. So we were like, go Tyler! And I was good friends with Aaron, who is on season 1. He's now one of the senior Lego designers up over in Denmark.
Wow.
But so I knew him. He actually, this is off the record, but he actually invited me to be on the show with him for season 1 as his partner. Because he didn't have a brother built in.
Don't tell your brother that.
He knows. And so I said, hey, I appreciate it, Aaron, but if I'm busy right now, I'm finishing college. But if I ever were to go, I'd probably have to go with my brother. You know, I'm sorry. I owe him first.
Don't trade him in.
I got it. And so Aaron did good. He nearly got to the end, but I think if I had been on there, maybe it might have ended different. You never know. So,
you can say that you won. So
I did a good job on my season.
You can say that. Hey, if you had me, it'd have been better because
it might have been. I don't know. But so how we got on Lego Masters though, that was like we had a connection because we knew people who were on the show from the first season. Secondly, me and Steven had posted thousands of Lego builds at this point. We had been building for many years because Lego Masters started casting in 2019, 2020, and so we had, like my ambition to compete and to build cool things was insatiable. I had an ego. Gotcha. I was like competitive. I really wanted to be the best Lego builder ever and was just building all the time. And so at that point, I considered myself like an experienced Lego builder. And I think it's fair to say I was going into it. And so when they reached out to me for season 1, and I'm like, I'm busy right now. If you do a season 2, let me know. This is before we'd ever seen it, right?
Right, okay.
And so we thought it was a scam at first, but they eventually was like, this is a real thing. I'm like, you need to get in touch with Tyler, get in touch with a couple of people. And the season 1 was great. Like, oh, this is really cool. We should have done this. Oh, well, maybe they'll do a season 2. And
maybe not.
We were one of the first teams emailed for season 2. So we were fast track to get in there.
Oh, okay.
Because they had seen my portfolio, I sent them like, I have a Flickr photo stream with over 1,000 photos, and they're all different Lego builds that I've built for the past decade. Okay. So it was just like an overwhelming amount of material and experience. And thankfully, me and Steven are brothers. We had a built-in team. They really liked that, especially going into COVID, because the season I was filmed was in technically 2021, but I was at the very beginning, and there was no vaccines. Everyone was still masked up. It was a bad time in the country.
Right.
So we were like, no COVID worries because we're both in the same household. We aren't going to spread it to each other or anyone else. It's like we were safer medically for that reason. So there's a lot of lucky things that happened for us to be on the show. It also was like they made a show off of what me and Steven love to do, is build Legos and build Lego together.
Like,
so it's like
how could you not do this?
We were bred to do this, man. I mean, we were meant to be on Lego Masters. So thankfully we got on. We weren't. When it came down to the final boiling down of the teams, I don't think we were the top pick. Like we got into the lineup pretty quickly because of how much we built. Right. But we're two really, otherwise outside of Lego, we're boring white guys, right? We do not have a compelling story. We do nothing but build Lego. We're just kind of friendly guys.
I'm gonna say boring guys.
White guys. I'm sorry. It's like there are a lot more interesting people to put on TV than us. So we scraped under the wire. We got on the show. And then we did the rest is history. You can watch the show. But
okay. So let's talk about going into. So you're on the show by the skin of your teeth.
Yes, I felt like we got it under the radar. So
so that first day, I'm sure everybody wants to know, Will Arnett, is he that guy we see on TV, or is he like cameras off? I'm a dick to you. I don't care. You're not. Lights on. Hey, how you doing, Mark? What's going on? I love it. Like, how was that?
So to be full fair to Wellernet.
Yes.
He is a important celebrity. He's a very busy man. He was a producer on the show. He's kind of locked in.
Okay.
But when he's talking to you, and even off camera, he is a really nice, genuine person.
So he's
I will say
that.
He is. So volume level, exactly the same. He is that loud all the time. He is like the incredible well of energy, man. I don't know how he does it. It's like, so he is loud. He is joking. He's actually much more funny off of what you see, because that has to get edited out. That's not family friendly.
Of course.
He's talking about mushrooms and crazy stuff. It's like,
he's that dude.
He's wild. And so we really liked him. I will say me and Steven are, because we're boring white guys, he's talking about like 90s SNL and references to TV shows and stuff. It's like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't get it. So we were not that funny. We were just like, hey, we really love Lego.
That's all we're here for. Lego.
Yeah, that's all we got. I'm sorry, man. We love you. We love you as Lego Batman and all your other, different TV and movie roles. But so he was nice to us, but I don't think we had like a super deep connection. I would say that.
Right.
But, so we really like Will Arnett. We're big fans of him, but I wouldn't say we were like his best buddies. He got along really well with a couple other teams, especially like the married couple, Bree and Philip from our season. They were just laughing there. He'd spend like 3 times as much time with them talking about their build and stuff, because he would, like, I think it was the age. It was similar age, similar sense of humor. They had watched all the same shows,
films.
Yeah,
I got you.
So we weren't like his best bud, but we loved Will Arnett. So
that's cool.
He was great.
So the first, I'm not going to touch on every challenge because it was like 12 episodes.
It's a lot, yeah.
Let's go to the very first challenge. First day on set. You got 8 hours to build.
Yeah.
They give you your category. I seen your faces like, what the are we gonna build? Like, what the are you like what? How was that experience? From what we saw, I can only imagine what you felt. But you got 8 hours to build.
Yeah.
Walk us through that journey from coming on through the doors to your first competition, and let's go.
Yeah, I can remember back. I actually get goosebumps even thinking about just now. But going on set is the craziest thing you've ever seen. It's like a spaceship in there. You got huge moving parts. You got like, I think, thousands of lights above you, all at different angles, different colors. And you got these. I think that about 30 $5 million cameras, and someone jibs moving around. It was like, it's like just crazy.
I can imagine.
Overwhelming, absolutely overwhelming. And so me and Steven were quivering with adrenaline, right? We are so excited. We were just overwhelmed in a way of how awesome it was to be there as a Lego fan and having seen the first season. So it was very intense, very exciting. But at the same time, they announced like what we're doing. We walk over there. We're all kind of in a circle listening to the producer talk about the rules. This is off after they cut. They said we're going to explain the rules for legal purposes. Everyone just listen. And it's a kind of the basic spiel. Don't do this or do this. We're going to do this. And so me and Steven, we're not supposed to be planning. We're already like whispering to this, like, you want to do that? No. How about this? So we're like, what about a dragon? No, someone else is going to build a dragon. No. So we're talking because it was a parade float we're trying to make, right? And so we're already like kind of whispering, twin speak to each other, like trying to. So we're like
telepathy. Like, you got that? I got.
So by the time we get to the table in about 5-10 minutes, we already had a plan. And so and we kind of, we're supposed to sketch it out. We're supposed to talk about it so they know what we're trying to build. So we did all that, and so we were like going. And so we were wanting to make a big sea serpent, kind of go into Viking mythology, and so kind of a historical fantasy thing again. And so our planning from all the challenges is kind of going forward. We were like quickly, and because we're brothers, we can like communicate an entire conversation in a grunt, right? It's like we're just like, we are so in sync, knowing exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
We both know the physicality that we need to do. We need to make the size. We had some basic goals for we've seen the first season. We know what gets people sent home. Right. Is when they have to change their plan. They have to take it apart and rebuild. Then it's not finished, So we're just like, we stick with a plan and we build it. We never pivoted more than a few changes here and there on any plan. And so we tried to plan something that was simple and effective. And for the most part, it worked. Sometimes it, didn't work so well. We had a few rough episodes, but Planning was actually our strong suit, I think, for that show. So yeah, other teams not so much.
Right.
Some teams
So did y'all have to actually sketch everything out? Like you actually had to sketch it out?
Yeah, but that's actually part of my usual building thing is just to draw like it. And it's I'm not a really great sketch artist. I'm a basic sketch artist. I can get some basic cubes and get some like it needs to be this shape or trying to do this. So I can get a rough sketch out, no problem.
Gotcha.
And it's like on a tablet. You can draw it and erase it.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, on the iPad, y'all drawing. So I know we're gonna skip a little bit because you're on set 8 hours a day. 10 what? So an 8 hour time frame that we see 8 hours on the clock, 10 hours on the clock, 12 hours on the clock.
Yeah.
What is that like in y'all's time?
In a day in the life.
Yeah, because we're seeing 12 hours in 30 minutes or 45 minutes.
Yeah. So the time you see is the exact time that we're building. That's all 100% accurate. Some people are like, do they really have only that much time? Like, yeah, that's pretty. They're very strict about that. But what happens is sometimes you can have like we'll be start the day where we all get on set. We're filming that 3 times we walk in. They want to make sure we get everyone's angle right. Then we do they talk about the challenge to get everyone like reacting big. Oh no, it's exciting. And then they get to the actual building time and there's only, like 6 hours left of the film day to film. And the challenge is 12 hours. Right. So we'll build for that 6 hours, then they'll cut and it's like 10 or 11 p.m. at night. Then we go back to the hotel, get a shower, get some food, get up at 4 a.m. the next morning, get back to the set around 7 a.m. We're there, get our makeup and everything done. We're out on set filming again, and we finish that next 6 hours, and then we might have a little lunch break at the end. So it's like it kind of can spread out that building a little bit, so it's not all at once. But the time that we're building is accurate. So like it will be bouncing around doing things on weekends. On Saturdays, they would go back and film those interviews that you see, kind of like the Survivor style interview. And so they that is all done afterwards, and we have to talk like it's happening now in present tense, right? So it's like we're like. So when we were building, it's like, no, we're building this now. Like, oh yeah, so right. So it got us confused. We got more used to it as we lasted quite a while. Right. It was about 6 weeks, 7 weeks for us for our lasting the entire season. But each season is a little bit shorter or longer depending on how they arrange a schedule. But ours is about 7 weeks. So
Now, did y'all actually wear the same clothes some days?
So it was the same outfit, but every night they would have it dry cleaned overnight.
Oh,
so it's clean every single day, and so it was. We would wear them for a couple days, usually like 2 or 3 days. So
let's take a pause for a second.
Yeah,
you said that it's dry cleaned every night.
Yeah,
I can only imagine going from set where everything's makeup, hair, food, dry clean, coming back home. It's like, hey, where's makeup at? Where's dry cleaning?
They were surprisingly efficient on that. We would just. When we got off of set, we're done filming for the night. We change back into our like kind of street clothes, regular clothes, and we make sure that outfit is right. Like there's like a little hanger; it just needs to be right there, and they can clean it. Otherwise, you're wearing a dirty outfit, I guess. But they would track and make sure everyone's outfit was ready to be cleaned, and then that evening, for the few hours we had to go sleep at the hotel, they would make sure all those are dry clean, and then we get back and they are pressed, ready to go. So it was like. I could get used to that. Yeah,
you could. I bet you could. I bet I'd be like, hey, I'm at home now. Can you do my dry clean for me?
No, thankfully. Well, we had to wash our clothes that we were wearing at the hotel or back and forth, but they took care of all the set clothes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was all their department. Yeah.
So, I know Will and I know y'all on that show. Y'all went through a lot of crazy things, but the first time y'all did a bill and he destroyed it, what goes through your heart? What goes like? Are you ready to jump out your skin and whoop his? You know what? Or are you like? Damn, all that for nothing.
There's a lot of feelings that happen when a build gets destroyed. I think our second challenge was we were supposed to put explosives in our build, right? And so because we were told at the very beginning, you're going to blow up stuff and plan where you're putting explosives. We were more focused on that task versus like, oh, what's going to happen afterwards. When it did happen, we kind of felt like a little bit sad because something we worked on hard was being destroyed. At the same time, it was cool to look at. I'm kind of the little kid in me is like, that's kind of cool, right? To see the big explosion. Now, my friend Corey from season 1, he hated seeing Lego get blown up or knocked over and destroyed. That's really not what it's supposed to do. That Lego does not encourage that. It looks amazing. It's good for the show. Kids love it. But Lego doesn't actually encourage that. So I know him and a bunch of my friends who are either involved in the show or watch the show. Or they some people do not like it. I'm kind of like neutral. I would say I can see why it's fun. I also see why it's annoying and kind of like, okay, that's just a little juvenile. Like some of those Lego pieces are bent out of shape now. You know, it's like so. But yeah, I think it was kind of a neutral feeling for me. So not too strongly either way. So.
Okay, so the most insane, craziest build had to be the 24-hour build, but we're not gonna go there yet. Well, okay. I want to work our way to that one.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're getting there. Outside of that 24-hour build, what was another build where you was like, how do we even come up with an idea or concept around this? How do we even plan this out? I mean, I'm sure week 3 you're like exhausted.
Yeah.
Brains on overload.
That's exactly what it was.
Capacity fried.
Yeah.
Like there's no amount of Red Bulls that can help you get through this day.
Nope.
So what was that like for you, having to come up with a build on that kind of level of no energy at all?
Yeah. So episode 2, the adrenaline started to wear off and we're getting really tired. Episode 3, we were pretty tired, but we're still plugging away. I think the challenge with season 3 was it was only an 8-hour challenge. We had to build a big skyscraper.
Yep, I remember that.
The bottom half of ours is super strong. We ran out of time and we had to build the top all week and it snapped right off. So that's what we made a time mistake. But then we survived. We made it to episode 4. And that's when the hat challenge came up, and that was one of the craziest ones of our season.
Yep.
And so we're told we have to build a hat. We had the color brown, which is not necessarily a fashionable like color for fabric.
No, it's not.
So it's like we would have preferred anything else, but we were like, let's kind of do. We have to go really big. We had the size limitations and the distances we had to make, which they don't tell you on the show when you watch it. But that's what we had to do. We had to make it. I think it was 120 bricks tall. And like it's just really big.
So real quick before you continue, because I was going to ask that question. I'm glad you brought it up right now.
Yeah.
What, like 120 bricks high, so many bricks. Was there restrictions on all the builds?
Most of them, yeah. At least like basic parameters, and that's what they would describe before each challenge off the camera.
Off air. Okay.
And then but in the hat challenge, it was basically it has to be on your head. And you have to have it, I think it was a certain width. It could be any like width you want, like a circumference if you want, or in our case, it was just up front and back. And then they had to be a certain height. I think it was either 100 bricks or 120. I think ours is 130 high. I think it might have been 100 bricks tall. Anyway, that's like several feet tall, right? So everyone's building these big hats. And so we're planning that. We decided to choose my head. We're being as logical and efficient as possible, right? Because this is, I think it was a 8 or 10 hour challenge. It wasn't that long. And so my head's smaller than Steven's. I have like a significantly smaller head somehow, and he's got a big head, and not in the anyway. So we decided to build on me, and then we we designed basically a trim around the outside that was really strong. It was like 5 or 6 layers of plates, all thin, kind of woven together. Then we have a X across the top, right?
Okay.
So we're designing the structure, and then we built the huge aesthetic part off of that, and thankfully it held together barely, but we're kind of designing off of structure. We actually thought about doing a big kind of either a deer head with antlers, kind of leaning into the brown color. But it ended up that we thought, hey, if we did big antlers, they're going to fall off. They're going to break. We're thinking about the physicality of Lego, right? And that's exactly what Dave and Richard did, and what Moto and Paris did with their builds. They went really kind of big branches, big stuff going off the hat, and theirs both collapsed. So we specifically planned for the event that this could break. We're walking down the runway with it. We have to move with it. So we were thinking mostly about the physicality, and then we were trying to lean into the aesthetics towards the end. We got some good things looking on there. I'm pretty happy with that hat build. We didn't make the top 2 or anything, but we felt really good about that build. Kind of got our energy back. Got figured out how to dial into the specifics of a challenge. And that was and the next episode we did even better. We actually won the golden brick the next episode because we're really getting into our stride at that point.
So let's talk about that golden brick.
Yeah.
To win that golden brick, you had to have the best build for that episode, for that competition. You can use it to save yourself at any point in time. Did y'all argue about when to use it, or when y'all had to like was there that like we don't messed up? It's like, no, let's use it. Like, no, we can save it. Let's not use it. Like, no, we're gonna like. What was that like? I think I remember that when y'all was like, do we want to use this? Like, yeah, let's use it. Let's not. So what was that like? After, I mean, I'm sure y'all talked after the show.
Yeah.
About using that brick. What was that like for y'all?
Yeah. So the golden brick in our season, it was on the first episode, you could win the golden brick. Zach and Wayne won it, and they kept it. And so episode 2, they did fine. Episode 3, with the tower shake, they actually used the golden brick. And if they didn't use the golden brick, this never made it to air. They would have been eliminated because their build wasn't wide enough. And they didn't pay attention. So they are glad they used the golden brick. They did great the rest of the show. So like they seem sad about it at the moment, but they cut out the part that like Will Arnett said to them on camera, was like, I'm so glad you used the golden brick because you would have been eliminated because your build didn't match the measurements.
Wow.
And so, yeah. And so they were like, hey, we're good. And then so episode 4, no golden brick. Didn't hear about it. Episode 5, it was back. And so whoever won this challenge got the golden brick. Me and Steven ended up building the gnome forest, and I think the reason we won that challenge is because ours was the most 360. Everything was kind of blending together.
Most around view, you could see everything going on.
Yeah.
So other people was like, I can't really see the back, or the back was left undone.
Yeah, there was something every single place of our build. It was like a kind of a hanging ornament. And so we were very happy with how that build turned out. We got the golden brick, and we did pretty good on episode 6. We did okay on episode 7 with the fans. We got like survived the wind. So we were doing pretty good for a couple episodes. And then by the time we started thinking about using it was episode 9. We had a rough episode then.
Yes,
we had to split up. And so me and Steven weren't building together. And we were both doing our thing, which is I build big, Steven builds cool and detailed, small. And so when we had to combine them, we had a tough time because I have a giant jellyfish. He's a little tiny giraffe. And so we were like, we are not looking too pretty on this challenge. We're thinking about it. We're debating it. And I'm like, so one of the producers is like, hey, can you let us know what you want to do with the golden bricks so we can, expect that for the episode? I'm like, hey, I think they're really planning the judgment based on what we're going to do with the golden brick. So I said, let's juke them out. And so I said to Steven, we went over to the bathroom because they have security cameras. We went over and we have our mics on the entire time we're on set, right? So they're listening. They're listening. Right. This is reality TV. They're listening to make sure they know what's going on. And so we go over to the bathrooms. They can still hear us, but they can't see us. And so I said, Steven, I think we should use the golden brick. Okay, I really feel like we should use the golden brick. We got to use it so we're safe. Okay, do you understand?
You're doing the whole.
And he's like,
we're not going to use the golden brick.
He was so confused. He's like, and I'm like, it's like we should definitely use the golden brick. He's like, okay, I trust you. We're gonna use the golden brick. And so we go over, and they heard it. And so we go over, and then Steven is about to pass out because he is so nervous. Because if we mess this up, we're out, right? If we go in the bottom two, we either lose the golden brick and survive, or we get sent home because we had the worst build. We don't know. It doesn't look very good.
With the golden brick in your pocket.
With losing the golden brick in the process.
Yeah.
And so we get up there. Steven says, we're not going to use the golden brick. And they're like, all the people, like Will Arnett is like, they're all like, okay, moving right along. And so they just skipped it as if we had used the golden brick. And we were in the middle, the only team in the middle. 2 teams were in the bottom, 2 teams were in the top. And we scraped by. So we were fine because they expected us to use the golden brick, expected us to be in the middle. We were like, I think we were pretty smart there. And so that was us being careful with the golden brick. And then after that, episode 10 was the last episode we could even have it. And we used it because they didn't want us using the golden brick to get into the finale. So,
right. Understood.
And they also cut that out of the show with when you're supposed to use the golden brick. In season 3, they kind of made it more clear and said, hey, Nick and Stacy, you did really well in this challenge, but you have to use the golden brick. This is the last episode you can use it. Right. So they made that unclear. They kind of cut some, I think, key details of the challenge.
Y'all made them change the rules. You sneaky little.
We were sneaky.
You made them change the rules.
They should have planned their judging on whether we use the golden brick or not. That's all I'm saying. Like,
we do what we will do.
Yeah,
can't give away. So I want to get to that last challenge because I got so many questions on that. But let's just pause on the timeline. Mm-hmm. Being on that show.
Yeah.
3 things that you just could not stand about that show versus 3 things that you like, oh, I would so do that again, or I so enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Give us your top 3 on both sides.
Yeah. I'll start with the negatives.
Okay.
First thing is I think the food was really bad. The catering was terrible.
Wait, time out. Hold up. Stop. Do not say that. This is a nationally syndicated TV show watched around the globe. You tell me they got horrible food?
People
What?
were getting food poisoning, man. It was bad. So
Food? What?
contestants were sick. They were not good. I was
What?
not enjoying the food. So
Are
so
you
what happens
serious?
is
Like the food was that bad, people was getting sick?
yeah, cast and crew. Yeah. And so
Oh my god.
there was some cost cutting on season 2. They were reducing. They weren't filming in LA. They're filming in North Atlanta. You know, it's they were trying to save some money, and one of those ways was catering. And so by
What?
episode 3, me and Steven started making our own food at the hotel. I literally bought a toaster oven, and Steven bought a hot plate. We both had hot plates in our room. We were starting cooking our own food, bringing it in coolers to set, and eating that for lunch instead. So we started to I was making pizzas, I was making bacon, I was making all sorts of good stuff.
Survival mode.
So we would come home, and I was Uber Eatsing a bunch of stuff. So I was getting 2 Five Guys double bacon burgers per night, eating those, trying to have enough calories. We're burning all those calories.
Yeah, you are,
yeah.
but the food was that. I'm
Yeah.
stuck on the food, man.
I know. That was probably the worst thing. The other thing was the time. So we're getting up
Okay.
at around 4 a.m. We're getting back to the hotel 11:30 maybe. That's not a lot of time to sleep.
No, it's
So
not.
we're getting we're taking a quick shower, collapsing in bed for a couple hours. The alarm wakes you up like very early at about 4 a.m. And so we take a quick shower, have to get down to the lobby by 5 a.m. Then you get driven to so the schedule was tough. And they were condensing the schedule for filming to save a little bit of money, which is, hey, it's TV, you know?
Right.
And so that was tough. I'm not used to getting up at 4 a.m. and working till 11, you know? So that's just a little bit more than I'm used to.
They was asking, did you ever order pizza and save that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'd order pizza. We'd make our own pizzas, the little freezer pizzas. We had a full a suite for hotel room, right? So we had a full kitchenette, and we had a little fridge and little sink, but no stove. So we were bringing our own hot plate and stuff. But yeah, it was a nice little hotel room they brought us to. It was about 20 minutes from set. So yeah.
So you're ordering food. Okay, that's 2. The food and the time of sleeping and waking up. What's the third negative?
Third negative. This is, I think, more applies to just everyone on the show in general versus me. But I think that the better Lego builds happen when there's more time. And the show is supposed to be intense. It's supposed to be competitive. So they're trying to keep these challenges pretty short. But if there were more 12 or 15-hour challenges versus 8 and 6-hour challenges, we had a few short challenges. We only had 2 or 3.
Yeah, I remember
more modern seasons, like season 5, there's nothing beyond 8 hours. They're really cutting down on that build time. I think everyone gets to build better when there's more time. I think you get better builds. I think everyone's able to show their creativity. So that's my third least favorite thing about Lego Masters is short build times. Okay. But then all 3 of those things, they're not necessarily going to fix, because that's how the show works.
They can fix the food.
I feel like they could, but they're trying to save money. This is the cheap catering versus the expensive catering. You know, that's a lot of money for a lot of people.
So
it still sucks.
So the 3 positives for you being on the show. Yeah. What did you like about it? 3 things you liked about it.
So the first thing that really stuck with me, especially afterwards, was they really got a good cast for our season. And I think it's pretty much the same for all the other seasons. Not everyone's the same, of course. I'm sure some people didn't get along. But our season was pretty much universally, everyone on there was a really cool person and a really true Lego fan. And that was immediate bonding. We were all locked in the same concrete room because of COVID. We couldn't really go out afterwards. We had to stay sequestered. And that really helped, honestly helped build a more of a real family vibe. And so we still keep in touch with all of our Lego Masters friends.
That's cool.
We have a group chat. And so I think that's lifelong friends and connections made there, and kind of a shared trauma. Really was a great time.
So I was asked, could y'all not have asked mom and dad to bring y'all some food up there or something?
So our mom made multiple trips from the grocery store, because she's about an hour. We're about an hour away. Our family's on the south side, so it's not too far a drive to get up there to the north side. So she was, her and our dad was delivering stuff when we needed it. Like, Mom, we need more bacon, Mom. Can you go to the grocery store and get us? Because we can't go shopping. We're not allowed to leave the hotel. We can only order stuff to ourselves. And some things you can't order, like Uber Eats and DoorDash. You can order stuff from grocery stores, but it's not quite the same as having someone go get some stuff for you. So our hotel rooms are full of supplies. We were packed out. Yeah, so it was good. So.
So being the camaraderie and the commonality of everybody being Lego heads was one positive. 2 more positives.
Two more positives. The brick pit was awesome. And
Okay.
building with the brick pit was awesome because we were actually able to build much faster because of how many pieces were there and how they were pretty well organized. So like you had the pieces, the plates over there, slopes over there, bricks over there, techniques over there. And I was pretty happy with how they had all those pieces. There were a lot of pieces. They didn't have every type of piece, but if they had a Lego piece, it was pretty much an unlimited amount of it. And you can build some cool stuff. So that really sped up the building process from what it could have been. If you're building at home in 8 hours, you get nothing done. If you build on Lego Masters in 8 hours, you get something cool done. Like anybody can build something cool just because of how much stuff is there, right? So the material was great to go along with the camaraderie. And then I think afterwards, it's Lego Masters. I'm not trying to brag, but me and Steven did really well in Lego Masters. We were prominent in every episode.
No, time out. Just say you won this shit. You won it. Okay?
We won.
You won.
And all the things that come with that.
You won show.
The notoriety, the be able to bragging rights, all that is really good. Even if I'd been on for half the season, I think it still would have been cool to be like, I'm part of the Lego Masters experiences. Getting on the show is a mathematical miracle. I'm very lucky. And so that is the third best thing about it. Just being on the show and then doing well on the show was even a bonus. So yeah.
Okay. So now let's get to that last bill. You got 24 hours, which we know in filming time is 2-3 days, pretty much.
Yeah, 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah,
3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched the episode again recently, the last, just to get some more insight about what questions to ask. So I did a recap of the show. When they told you we got 24 hours to build, and then they said make it suitable for a day and night.
Yeah.
Your brother's face was kind of like, excuse me? What are you saying? That's the first question. What is going through your head? I got several questions around that episode, but what is going through your the initial 24 hours, one build, day and night.
Yeah.
What was y'all like? We saw this personally in face, but
well, in a way, our faces are trying to we're
TV.
trying to look a little bit silly, right? But what we were thinking is all we have for context is season 1, right? Just build 24 hours, build something cool. That was all that we knew about the finale challenge, right?
Right.
There was more stuff on season 1 that was different, but they cut out a lot of that. So season 2, they added a little twist, which was what was really surprising me and Steven, is we have to do something that's kind of thematic in a way.
Right.
That's the night and day, and you have to use lights. They didn't really say that on the
no, they did not say that.
But they're like, we want you to use lights. We want you to use that when you're doing at night versus during the day. You want to have a visible difference. And most of us just kind of focus on use lights. We didn't really think about day and night as much. It kind of got lost in the
ideas. Of course it would have, because you're like, nighttime, dang. Forget daytime. It's all about nighttime now.
Yeah. So I don't think any of the teams were really focusing on the twist as much as they should have, but we all had fun with lights. And so as soon as that challenge is announced and there's lights, I'm thinking this is fantastic because I love to put lights in mocks in Lego builds, right?
Right.
That's like my thing the past few years has been to incorporate lights. And builds they had done just prior to that are like all in the water. There's lights in the water, there's lights in the build, lights in the architecture. And so I'm like, I know how to do this. This is a really good twist for me and Steven. And so they hand us the materials, the lights. They had like those Lego light kits for the sets. They had a bunch of those. They had some just regular fairy lights, Christmas lights. And so I'm like, these are the exact same brands I've used at home. Like,
so you had to one up on some people.
So and so some these other guys, they kind of knew generally how to do this, but they didn't have as much like true experience with it. I'm like, this is what I've been working on like diligently for the past couple of years. So I'm like, this is a supreme advantage for me and Steven. So I was like, in the same way, kind of surprised by the twist, but I was also so grateful that it was something that I really had a strong experience with. So we were like, this is fantastic. And so we can get more into the finale episode later, but that's when the idea of what we were building started to kick off. So
so you're going into the design, you're going into the build, the shocks were off. Now it's all about let's construct this. You're all set. So I'm assuming you can't really do too much planning offset once the camera stopped rolling. Is that correct?
Yeah, we got a weekend between the end of the last episode and the beginning of this one, so we had like a day or two to do our laundry and rest a little bit and think about what we were going to build for the finale, because we knew we were going to be in it. So we had a couple days, but not much time, like a day. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So you come into the studio to build with, again, no sleep.
Yeah.
Like, what's y'all's plan of attack here? Like, how did y'all? Because the only thing we see is y'all go in there, say a few things, and y'all start building.
Yeah.
But reality, what are y'all doing? Like, what is y'all mindset? What are y'all creating in your head to do this?
Yeah. So me and Steven had a list of like build prompts at the beginning of the show, like things that like this would be cool, maybe would apply to a Lego challenge. We had like a big, caterpillar. We had a space station. We had all these different things we wanted to build, and like one of them was like an ancient city, a tree guy, a dragon.
Right.
All these fun things we wanted to build, and so we were kind of like some of them worked, some of them didn't. But then Steven had been sketching on the time we're eating lunch. Anytime between set, he's like drawing sketches of nature. He's drawing mushrooms. He's drawing trees. He's drawing plants, and he drew this tree person, like a Ent, like Lord of the Rings. You know what I'm talking about? Like a tree guy. And so that was on his mind. He's really thinking about that. He's drawing it, very detailed sketches. He still has those sketches. And so that's just him kind of getting ideas out, kind of trying to relax between shooting. And so I'm like, Steven, we were at a loss of what to build, kind of like not sure which idea was going to work. So I basically burst into his hotel room and I look at him and I'm like, Steven, want to build a big tree guy? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, we'll build a big tree guy. Boom. I shut the door and I leave. That was it. That was the plan. We knew exactly what we were going to do because he had a sketch and we were just like, boom, we're good to go. So the tree guy was, and that was our idea going in. And then they added the lighting twist. I'm like, that still works great for a tree guy because we can put lights in the tree guy, put lights in the ground. That will honestly only enhance our build, I think. It's not necessarily purely designed for day and night, but it still works pretty well. And to my knowledge, this is basically a guess. I'm pretty sure that Caleb and Jacob and Zach and Wayne pretty much stuck with their ideas as well, but then just added lights and kind of gave it a flair of night and day. I don't think anybody was really changing their plan to fit night and day. So thankfully, our idea, I think, was a little bit more geared to what they were looking for, because we knew that it had to have a character, it had to have an emotional story, and it had to really show off all of our building skills. And you talked about having the shackles are off, right?
Yep.
So the previous episode, we were in the bottom two, in the like leading up to the finale, because our castle didn't go off as far as the other two teams, right? Caleb and Jacob absolutely deserved to win that build. They had the best castle, and which was kind of annoying because we like castle. And so once we got to the finale, that was our entire goal for being on Lego Masters. It was like we want to do well, but we really want to make it to the finale. We don't have to win. We didn't really think we were going to win outright. But if we made it to the finale, that was our ultimate goal. And so once we got to the finale, the pressure was off, man. We were so relaxed. Right. Like an unbelievable level of peace and serenity. We had gotten used to the formula. We knew what the judges were looking for. We had kind of felt them out. And we just were like, we made it. Let's do this. We had an idea. We were both very liked. It was a simple idea. It was a strong idea, and it worked.
Right.
So
okay.
It did great. So
that's good. So I'm trying to pull up this build that y'all did. This is it.
That's it. Yeah.
This is what y'all built. This is what y'all won with. This is like. I'm looking at this and I'm like, hey, this is a free build.
It's all original. Nothing from any movie or TV. There's inspirations. You've seen tree guys before. That's a fantasy thing, You've seen a wizard staff. The face is actually based. I don't know if you're familiar with video games like Hollow Knight.
Yep.
It's based. The face is kind of based off of that, and the body. The goal was to make it look like he could go toe to toe with Godzilla and possibly win. Like we wanted this to be the buffest tree guy you've ever seen. You got these huge pecs, big arms, thick legs. So we wanted to make him look powerful and majestic versus kind of weak and scraggly. Like you see tree guys are kind of ugly looking. He's like, I'm the king of the forest. So that's the kind of vibe we're going for there. You got the big detailed landscape. Those waterfalls. This picture doesn't show the lights instead of the waterfalls, but
I see
there was I think there was 5 or 6 lights inside the waterfall.
Okay.
And they were designed in such a way that they would only appear when they were moving downwards on a spiral. So here's the light, and it's appearing right there, right? You just see the light going down every
Uh-huh.
single time. And so they were all wired specifically to have lights moving inside transparent Lego areas. I was pretty proud of that lighting effect with the waterfalls. So we didn't have a lot of movement other than that. And then the tree guy's branches on his back also gently moved with the movement like there. So that imagine he's kind of walking through the forest.
Right.
We had planned on having the eyes open and blink.
Close.
Yeah, I had it sketched out. I knew exactly how to do it, but we were like, we had about 20. We were 20 hours in. We only had 4 hours left. I'm like, we either take apart the face and try and get this done, and like not finish all the other details, or we put a bunch of nice plants on, make a few small creatures to go around them. So we just decided not to go for the extra mile there. But Amy, one of the brickmasters, the judges, she really liked all the creatures we put in. So we're like, we made the right call to just make some little like bunnies, and there's a woodpecker on his shoulder, and so we just, tons of detail, just went crazy with it, and it really came together pretty nicely.
So was there ever a fear that you would not finish this build in that 20? Well, did y'all ever have a like, oh my God, we're not going to finish this?
Yeah. Surprisingly, this is the build that we were like, we had the time down. Like, so Steven did really well on the body of the tree guy. At the beginning of this, the full finale challenge, beginning first couple hours, he tries to build the head. He's doing awful. It looks disgusting. He's not doing good. And so I'm working on the landscape. I can do landscape in my sleep. This is not hard to build the little rocks and the water, right? That's not that hard. And so I say to Steven, stop building the head. That looks terrible. Build some tree trunk legs and go from there. And so he builds the tree trunks and they go up super fast. He has this huge sculpted chest built in like a couple hours. He went from doing miserable to doing great because I told him just change it up, try something different.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to do if you're running into a brick wall.
Right.
And so he by the end of the first day, we had a full landscape on the bottom. We had a huge tree guy. We didn't have his head built yet because Steven hadn't gotten back to that.
Right.
And then, but we had some trees in the back. So we're like, I wouldn't say 90% done, but we're like halfway done in the first episode, first day of filming. There's 3 days, right? And so we have this imposing colossus on our table. We are mostly of the volume is built. The other teams are not doing as well. And so they were kind of struggling. I know Zach and Wayne especially were having difficulty. They had a pretty tall tower built, but they were having trouble accomplishing some of the main goals for them. And so we were like, we're styling, man. We were ahead of the game on the first day of the last episode. And then second day, we just kind of kept going, stayed pace. Got Steven, I explained some ideas for Steven to use for the head, make it more square shaped, and it worked out pretty well.
Okay.
And then by the third day, we still had, like I would say, about 4 hours done, and we had the basics done. And so we were able to just really put in some finishing touches, add a few changes here and there, add more lights, add more little creatures, add a mushroom over on the right side.
Right.
And so we were just, finishing touches for the past couple hours at the end. So that was a 20-hour build with some extra garnish.
So 3 questions.
Yeah.
Would you want to see this turn into a set by Lego?
Yes, I would love to see this as a set. I think this would have been a really cool set.
How many pieces was this set? How many pieces
this
was
one?
this build?
It's a lot because we had just the blue in the water was around, I think, 600 pieces. So, and then if you add for the gray in the landscape, that's probably another 2,000.
Good Lord.
And then you add the brown for the tree guy, that's probably another couple thousand. I'd say there's about 8,000 to 10,000 pieces in there, no problem, maybe more. So yeah.
So if this was a set, 10,000 pieces, you did it in 20 hours with 2 people.
Yeah.
Somebody like me or my little community will take about what, a week to do this by ourselves?
At least a couple days. I think it would be like at least 3 or 4 days. Yeah. I don't think you can get it done faster than 4 days.
What? By ourselves? You come on.
Maybe
man.
a week. Maybe a week. Yeah.
If
If you're building all day, I think you could do okay at it. If there was instructions, if it was all numbered bags, it would help.
So if they said that so the question now is, if this was a set, if they came and said, hey, we're making this a set.
Yeah.
If somebody purchased it, would you autograph it for them?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, me and Steven have contemplated making a tree guy set and selling it as our own, but we were both lazy, so we're not going to do that. But we thought about doing that. Lego did make a Lego Masters set. Finally, it was the plane from season 4, I think.
I know.
And that wasn't. I didn't like that set. How it turned out.
Either. I'm sorry.
it
No
didn't sell
shade
well.
at that. No shade at that team, but
Yeah,
a set is not. This is a set. A plane. I could get a plane from the space set.
yeah,
The
planes
airport
are more
set.
common. Yeah, tree guy is
Yeah,
unique. Yeah, so
yeah.
but yeah,
So
so I think that killed our chances of this actually making it to a real Lego set. But you never know. Maybe they'll come back to it. So.
so okay. So next question.
Mhm.
Around that building, you you said that if they go 10,000 piece set.
Mhm.
So now the question is two more questions,
Yeah.
and we're gonna transition to something else. If when they told you won, when they announced that y'all won, that moment, was you more excited it was over, or was you more excited it was like we won, yay, I'm going to sleep now?
Yeah.
What was I mean, if it was me, I'd be like, yay, can I go to sleep now? Thank you.
Yeah.
Trophy, yes. What was it like for you? Like, what was it like? Talk to me.
It was a lot of emotions. We were exhausted, right? Because we had
I
just
bet.
completed the 24-hour build. It was very, very tiring. We had gone for almost 7 weeks of like intense,
Yep.
just we're exhausted.
Boot camp.
So tired. I lost like 30 pounds, man. I don't have that much to lose, and it was rough. So
Yeah, you got the poison food throwing up. I mean, come on now.
So we were kind of beat up at that point, but we went in. I said in the interviews, I'm 60% confident that we will win this because based on the other builds, based on the prompt, I'm like, I think ours is a little more character. It's not necessarily bigger than the other builds. It was in that range, but it was like I think we did like ours is more sculpted, ours is more rounded. That requires a lot more effort to build a kind of one-off sculpted creature versus like a tower. You can kind of stack bricks the same. So I'm like, ours shows a little bit more, I think, creative effort, and for that reason, I think we were going to win. But then when we got onto the set, and me and Steven are both like overwhelmed. This is so exciting. We're here, final 3 teams. At the same time, we're feeling really sad because we've eliminated all of our basically friends/family to get here, right? We're the final survivor. We outlasted most of the other teams. All of our really dear friends are now gone, except for some of our other friends who we're still competing against here. We were definitely competitive, but we respected our teammates so much that we weren't like, I really want to beat them. It was like, I hope we do well, but man, it's a journey, right? We felt more kind of a sadness, it was a more emotional impact than versus just like, I really want to win this. I think Lego Masters actually took all that really strong competitive vibes right out of me. By that point, when we reached the final podium, I'm like, I'm good either way. We made it. We did.
Gotcha.
We made it. But then what's funny is when they announced it, I kind of knew what was happening, right? There's a couple things that ticked me off. They didn't tell me for sure, but they changed the way we're standing. So normally, me and Steven, when you're looking at all the cast up there, we're on the left. For the whole show, we were on the very left. That was our side. We were over there on that side of the screen. And then when the finale comes and they're about to announce who won, we're suddenly in the middle. And before that, Caleb and Jacob were always in the middle. We were on that side. So we there's a shift. And why are we in the middle? I was starting to think maybe it's because we won. But then they brought out the trophy, right? Which is right behind me, this exact trophy. They have all of our little minifigures on there, everyone that's been defeated throughout the challenge, which is kind of grotesque. So they have, I can see, I'm not trying to brag, I have very good vision in my right eye.
Right.
Like I have a sniper's eye, right? And I can see the minifigures across the set, like 200 feet away. And I can see that our minifigures are on the middle and the front. And Zachary Wayne and Caleb and Jacob. And I'm like, they either want to serve us on a silver platter or we won. And I'm thinking it's because we won. And so I was already pretty sure that we were going to win, like more than halfway sure. And I'm like, I think we've got this. So yeah, I'm like, I was like pretty confident. Of course, they could just flip the script, but I was pretty confident about our ability to win. And so mix of feelings, definitely like sad, happy, very excited to be done with the show so I could go rest and eat food. It was at least a week or two before I even felt normal, like walking around, just functioning normal. So yeah, but
so these are the final builds. These are the final builds. And this is what you competed against: a tower with robotic arms, or some kind of monster, like a time glass, Land Before Time, and then your tree monster.
Oh yeah,
like this is impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought all 3 builds were pretty cool. Like there's discussions. I mean, even I've actually read some of these fun discussions online on Reddit, but people talk about like some of the which builds are the best from each season or which ones they like the most. And I think a lot of people kind of resonate with season 2, and especially with some of these finale builds because there were some really good brother building teams in that finale.
Right.
Caleb and Jacob, their whole thing being hung upside down is actually a very technical.
Yes.
Like, that's really challenging to do. Zach and Wayne's tower is, I think, the tallest thing ever built for a finale build. I think it's taller than the tree. I'm not sure that from season 4. So yeah, they built a lot, and they actually pivoted multiple times and still got that built. So
wow.
I mean, yeah. So Zach and Wayne are incredible. And yeah, it didn't come together exactly the way they wanted for this one to our benefit, but yeah, both those teams were amazing. And then obviously, I'm very proud of me and Steven's build. You can see the lighting in the waterfalls a little bit better.
Now I can see on this picture right here. Yeah.
And in his legs, he's got the green lights, and then you got the fireflies over to the left, and the lights in the trees. So yeah, it was. I'm very happy with the lighting in our build. I think it was the lighting and the character and the sculpture that really set it apart a little bit more, and helped us win that challenge. And what's funny in this picture, you can see there's a safety mask for COVID reasons. Right between our builds, yeah.
Right, I see
and
it.
And they forgot to get that out of the shot when they were taking beauty pictures. At least it's not a COVID mask, but yeah, we all had face masks, gloves, masks, just like the plastic face shields. So yeah, we had everything for COVID. And then we had COVID tests every other day, up the nose.
Ooh,
yeah.
Oh, I remember those. I remember those. That hurt.
That hurt. That was.
Think about it now. My nose. Flash.
I'm sorry, but they did a good job. They were very gentle, but it was still that was rough. So we were glad to be home and not have to take any more COVID tests and get some good food. And yeah, it's good.
I bet. All right, so I'm gonna ask you this.
Yeah.
If that was your show, if Lego Masters was your show, well, no, rephrase. If Lego first of all, did Lego come to you and ask you, did you want to come work at Lego?
They didn't reach out to me. However, several people who have been on Lego Masters have gone out and applied to be for Lego design. And I think 3 at least, maybe more, are working for Lego now. So Boone from season 1, Aaron from season 1, and Dave from season 3. There might be more at this point. But yeah, so if you've been on Lego Masters, that would help you get a job at Lego. I don't think that's necessarily something that I would pursue.
That's my next question. Would you go for that route?
I mean, if they asked me, I would definitely consider it. But I'm not going out of my way to go after it right now because I think that I love to build Lego, but I love to build pretty big things with lots of pieces. Right?
Yes.
I'm not a small scale guy, and Lego. They're getting bigger nowadays, but
you should start the new division there. Lego. You should start the new division of Legos.
Yeah,
from small and sleek to humongous and big.
Maybe it's less of an excuse now because they are getting bigger and bigger. But for most of Lego sets are a lot smaller than I would choose to build, and I think I'd constantly be having to try and fit my art in a box. And for that reason, I'm thinking like big picture, it's probably not the best fit for me. Right. And they have very talented designers, so I think they're doing a good job. So, but I wouldn't I wouldn't necessarily say no immediately if they asked me. I would put think about it. So
they asked the chat asked a question on TikTok.
Yeah.
Did you have unlimited Lego pieces during the builds, or was y'all limited to you can only use 500 pieces? You can only use. I know you had a whole. I mean, if you watch the show, you had all the Legos you could think of.
Yeah.
But was there ever a limitation on how many pieces you could use to do a build?
Yeah. For most of the challenges, no, they actually want you to go as big as possible. They really wanted you to use. But then there was one challenge in our season, and there might have been other challenges in different seasons that we had to rebuild the Technic set. It was a normal set, the Lamborghini, the green Lamborghini, right? The great set. So we only had, get this, 1/4 of the set to try and rebuild the set. They didn't tell you that because they didn't have enough sets. So they spread it out. And so we were like, we have like enough wheels, but not enough of the rest of the pieces to build this actual set. And also, that was a 6-hour challenge. That build, I think, cannot actually be done in 6 hours. That Technic set takes longer for one person to build. And so we were like, me and Steven just whipped it together and made a cool looking green car and didn't care. So, because it was also just for an advantage in the next challenge. But
wait, you had 6 hours to build half of a Lego set on a. Yeah. So now the next question is, Technic or Lego?
I prefer regular bricks, but I'm starting to get more into Technic as I get older. I going into the show, I didn't like Technic, and I had to use a lot of Technic, and it was very stressful. But like for example, one of my more recent builds, the Dune Sandworm, it used a lot of Technic inside of it. So I'm starting to use it more. It is very good. So
okay. So the other question I want to ask you is, if they came to you, if the producers of Lego Masters came to you and said, "Hey, you saw season 1, you was on season 2. We know you watched the rest of the seasons. What would be some changes you would implement yourself as a producer of the show?"
Yeah. So the United States version of the show has a lot of fun things going for it. I would say it would be better if it was just slightly longer, and if we focus more on the Lego builds. I think that's one of the main critiques the show gets is there's a lot of fun, fanfare, Will Arnett's having fun, and a lot of people love that, but some people don't love that. Will Arnett's got some haters too, and so they want to see more of the Lego, and that's something that I could definitely resonate with as I'm a Lego builder. I like seeing other people build stuff, but I think that's what the main thing I would say is a little bit more build time, a little bit more focus on the Lego. Australia has their own version of Lego Masters that came out slightly before the American version, and they have longer episodes. I think they're an hour and a half, and they have longer build challenges. They had a challenge that was 35 hours that was not a finale, right?
Wait,
and so that was
time out.
I'm telling you straight. They had a challenge in the show in a regular episode that was 35 hours, and they did phenomenal builds.
No. Time out. Stop. Just stop. You're killing me right now.
I know.
A 35-hour regular challenge.
Yeah.
Whereas yours was 24 hours for the finale.
Yeah. So now here's the thing. It is more expensive to shoot longer, so I can see why they don't necessarily do it in the United States version. But if that was happening in the United States version, I think the builds would be awesome. I think that would improve the show because the builds would look so cool.
So let's tease it for a minute. Let's tease that for a minute.
Yeah.
Let's tease that. One tease would be, what would you think about building in a 35-hour challenge?
Oh.
Don't answer it just yet.
Yeah.
Second tease is, should they do a Lego Masters challenge between the winners of the U.S. against the winners of Australia? That came out the group chat. So the question is, what would that look like? And would you take part in that?
So that I have two answers for you. For the 35-hour challenge, it depends on what the challenge is, of course.
Right.
If they have a twist on it, you have to kind of lean into that. My first thought would be to make, instead of a tree guy, make a mountain guy. So a thing that's made out of stones, a golem, and then have that fighting something else that's evil, like a fire.
Never-ending story.
So just big things punching each other, like Godzilla, just really. So we would go for big sculptures, and they actually see that in one episode of Australia. It was actually their version of all the winners facing off against each other. One team of winners built a huge, like an iron golem holding a city above his head. I'll have to send you the picture, Kelvis. They've done some amazing stuff in Australia. So with the more time, they actually do the builds that are really crazy cool. But then, so with United States versus Australia, right? They've done that to limited extent already because they've done the Australian version of the show, which is like one of the most popular shows in Australia. It's more than Lego Masters is over here.
Wow.
They had a couple times when they've invited people from all over the world, including the United States, to come and compete. The first one was, I think it was Australia versus the world. And some friends of mine, Michelle and Crystal. Michelle was on my season of Lego Masters.
Right, I remember her.
Crystal was on season 1, and they were teamed up as a new team from the United States. And so they went and competed, and they won. They beat all the other Australian teams.
Wow.
There's 3 Australian teams and a couple other teams from like Germany, Denmark, might have been a few other countries. And so they beat everybody. They won. Even the German team was supposed to be the best, but the American team won. And then right after that, they did another challenge, which was like all the winners of Australia, and then a bunch of winners from, or at least high-ranking teams from around the world. They got a team from Canada, who was a winning team from the United States version, because the United States also includes Canada.
It does.
And then they got an American team, which was on season 4, Paul and Alita, who were a good team out of Wisconsin. And so they did not do so well. Canadian team and the American team got eliminated by the Australian teams, who are crazy good. So they did fine, they did good, but they didn't win. So,
But you would think that if the Lego headquarters is in Denmark, which it is in Denmark, right?
Yeah.
They would have an advantage. You would think they have an advantage.
You'd think there
You
are
think
also a
they
lot
would
less
have
people
it?
in Denmark. There's
But
only
still-
like
but still.
20 million. You know,
It don't matter. You're in the capital where they
That's
make
true.
the Legos.
Yeah.
You should have first like you should be like, hey, we got this.
yeah.
We're gonna do this. Let's just do. We're
They
Lego
don't let Lego employees compete in the show. So that might change things if they let those people compete, because all the Lego employees are really good, right?
Would that really give an advantage to you? Would that really give would that really? I mean, you work there, but don't mean you actually build though.
Yeah. A lot of Lego employees do not actually build Lego. So yeah.
So really, there's no advantage there. I don't think
The Danish teams did fine. I think. I don't think they were like, shockingly better. So yeah.
Would you and your brother compete in that show if they had that? If they invited y'all, would y'all go compete?
We would. But at the same time, because we won our season, if we never go out on Lego Masters again, we're fine because we had the full story, right? We did everything that's possible on a normal season of Lego Masters.
Gotcha.
We were content. But at the same time, if they invited us back to another thing in the United States or in Australia, we would certainly do it, and we'd have a good time and try not to take ourselves too seriously. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
So what's next for you in this journey of Legos?
Yeah. Well, I've definitely been doing a lot of YouTube videos, been going to conventions. I'm still going to be going to conventions. I got one coming up in beginning of May in Orlando. So if you're in Orlando, come say hi. It's going to be at the Desertland Auto Museum. Could be fun. But so conventions, keep an eye out for those. Actually, I usually post on my Instagram leading up to those.
Right.
And then want to do some more Lego builds, and then get back into YouTube videos. I took a little break for a couple months to try and I got a little burnt out.
Right.
So, and that happens sometimes when you make content about what your art is and your passion is. So,
Yep.
But I'm getting back into it. I posted a couple videos back to my YouTube channel. So kind of emerging from a social media break. And so that's keep an eye out for that for sure. And yeah, more builds.
Are you gonna make your own designs going forward?
So I've done commissions and I've done like Lego sets packed up to sell, but that's not where my passion lies. And it's also like there is some money to be made there, but it's hard. It's because you're paying for the expensive product and then you're charging more than what the expensive product is already sold for to sell your custom design. You can do instructions, but then the Chinese companies steal them and make their own sets that are non-Lego. And so there's all these problems with trying to make your own Lego set. So for the fact that it's not necessarily super profitable, probably not going to lean into that anytime soon. I'd rather build for myself.
Understood.
At some point, there might be enough of a demand that I make a tree guy set, but we'll see. So,
we'll see.
Yeah.
So, I had a question. I just lost it. Oh, what's when it comes to Legos, we got our best stories, we got our horror stories.
Yeah.
What's your most horrible story when it comes to Legos?
We're gonna end on a sad note.
No, we're not ending there. I just want to know what your horror story
Horror story. Okay. I got one. This is actually a good one. Okay. So one of my favorite things to do is go to Lego conventions, right?
Yep.
And I try to go to ones that I can drive to so that I can safely transport the build, right?
Right.
So one time,
oh god,
I don't fly to conventions normally, but I won a contest back in 2018 before Lego Masters to go with Beyond the Brick, who's a big Lego YouTube channel, Facebook page. And so there's some friends of mine, and I won their contest, so I was able to go with them to a Lego convention in Denmark, right?
Okay.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
They said, we really want you to bring your build that you won. It's a little castle, not too big. It was a cool castle. And I'm like, yeah, I'll pack it in my suitcase as carefully as possible. Well, I go through the Atlanta airport. They look at it and they're like, okay, I'm not going to touch that. Have a nice flight. They didn't look at it. The TSA didn't want to mess with it.
Right.
Get over to Germany. I didn't get my suitcase. It was still in TSA, and I got to catch another flight to a different place. And so I'm like,
what?
So I put my information, please send it to where I'm going. And it arrived just in time. But guess what? I opened the suitcase.
It's in pieces.
And it's a 4,000 piece castle, right? A lot of little pieces. A lot of little pieces. That's a pretty dense little castle. Every single piece, Kelvis, was separated meticulously. So it is a bin full of loose pieces, and I have no instructions at all. And I got to build this in one day to display it at the convention that we're going to in like a day or two. in Denmark because we had a couple of days to hang out in Denmark and stuff. And so I look at my pictures on Instagram and I rebuild the entire thing from scratch in a day. It was about a 10 or 11 hour day of me just like trying to like archaeology, figure out how this went together, like dinosaur bones. From pictures I have on my Instagram. Yeah, they were pretty good pictures, but not that good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So I rebuilt it, but it was very stressful. It long story short, it went well, but it was that's why I never fly with Lego builds anymore. So
I wouldn't either.
That's the horror story of Lego for me. Yeah.
Dang.
But I got a question for you, Kelvis. Really
Go ahead.
You're into Lego. You're starting. You have the sets. You enjoy them. Like you haven't like been to the Lego conventions that much before. I'm guessing this one in Atlanta was pretty new to you.
First one.
Going to your first Lego conventions. What were some of your impressions? What are some of the things you liked, and what are some things that you thought were strange or didn't like? I want to hear just a little give me a rundown because I've been to so many conventions, Kelvis. I've been to probably 50 or more, and it's like This is what I do. I have rose tinted glasses. I just think it's the best thing ever. But I want to hear your thoughts as someone who's coming into this.
So let me tell you how this all happened. This is a really weird story. How I even got in the convention first and foremost.
Let's go.
So I saw the advertisement on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, I'm going. It's in Atlanta, and I'm doing these movies for Legos myself. I'm like, I'm going to the convention. I want to see what they got. I missed the press pass part.
Oh, yeah.
Of the ticket.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's $17 for the ticket.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, if you spend $5 more, you get to get a little Lego Con brick.
Yeah, you get the badge. That's cool. Yeah.
No, I got a brick. The little brick.
Yeah.
No, little brick. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, So I'm like, okay, this is a show. It's a convention. There's people who love Legos. I'm going to get there super early.
Yeah.
6 o'clock in the morning. There's no line. There's nobody there.
Which day was this? Was it Saturday?
Day one. This was Saturday. Day one. Yeah. I'm like, where's the line? I'm like, no one's here. I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, got gas, got breakfast. I'm at the arena like.
You were over prepared.
I had my chair in hand. I'm like, yeah, I'm be in line early.
This isn't Dragon Con, buddy.
No one's there.
Oh my goodness.
So I see people, it's about 8 o'clock now.
Yeah.
People walking in with the red shirts on, Lego Con. I'm going with them. I'm walking with them. So I'm walk in. They're like, oh, hey. I'm like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Hey, yeah. Hey, I'm press. I'm doing photography. I'm interviewing people. Oh, well, come on in.
Yeah.
Get your badge. Okay. What badge? No, I'm not gonna badge. So then I'm going. Now, mind you, it opens at 10.
Yeah.
I'm there at 8.
Yeah.
So
that's before I got there.
I'm seeing everything already.
Yeah.
I'm like,
no one's in there too. It's open, right?
No one's in there. So I'm taking all these videos. I went live on TikTok. I'm showing people what's going on.
Yeah.
By 10:30, I'm like, I'm ready to go home now.
You've seen the whole thing.
I seen everything. And like I said, I got no one interview. I got no press pass. I'm unofficially the press for this Lego Con in Atlanta.
You snuck in, yeah. So yeah. Well, you paid the ticket, but you just showed up so early that you got in early.
And then I'm like, they're like, hey, you leaving? I'm like, yeah. You come back tomorrow for day 2, right? I'm like, there's 2 days of this? They're like, yeah, come back and interview some more people. Like, we got the pictures, we lay pictures. I'm like, okay, I'll come back tomorrow morning. But get here early so you can get in. I'm like, okay, I'll come back at 8 o'clock. So now it's day 2. I'm like,
so you went to the second day then? Yeah.
I went. I went day 2.
Yeah.
I stayed longer than I want to stay. I saw you and your brothers interview at the panel. I took y'all, with y'all, asked a couple of questions, but I was kind of like, that's how I got in the show for free.
Yeah. You got 2 days for one.
2 days for one.
Yeah.
Got refunded for my ticket that I purchased that I never used.
Yeah.
But to see the bills, to see what people can do. Like there was one building in the middle of the city, in the middle of the thing, a big city, had TV screens in it. I'm like, man.
Yeah. That's Stefan with his
and to see the train, that train, and then the one that was bouncing the ball through the whole entire thing that was moving the whole time.
Yeah, the GBC.
Yeah, I'm like, man, this is insane. I'm like, dude, I'm like like there was one kid who was there, a 9-year-old kid, built an entire city.
Yeah.
You saw that one?
I saw. Yep.
Where y'all was
He's
interviewing that whole thing was built by him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it took him 2.5 years.
It's incredible. Like, he's got all lights inside of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, you're 7. You started when you're 7. You're 9.5.
Mm-hmm.
And then his dad's like, "Oh, do you want to come to our opening in North Carolina and film for us? And we can hire you to do our production for." I'm like, I'm not driving. Give me a call.
That's too far away. Yeah.
We'll talk about it. If you want to do that, we'll talk about it. But it was just the overall experience. I think because I was there so long and had seen everything,
you got too much.
Yeah, when people start coming in, it's like, oh, now it's time to go. Crowds coming in, but no, the bills were insane.
That's good. So pros and cons, right?
It was pros. The bills were insane. Yeah. Even the small little bills, like intriguing.
Yeah.
Then you have the big bills, like, okay, like you took your time.
Like,
yeah. I'm like, my little fingers are hurting from watching.
Yeah, that's passion. Yeah, that's
like
great.
You're pushing down this Lego with, and I think y'all had little Lego tools y'all used on the show to hammer pieces. See, we didn't get those. We don't get those little hammer things and the little thing that knock them in, because my finger got indentions from doing Lego sometimes, and that ain't fair.
Yep,
that is not fair at all. Those should come in sets. Hammer Lego should come in sets.
Yeah, a little rubber mallet would be nice. Yeah,
would be very nice. I'm just saying, but no, I would love to do another. I would love to do another convention. I wouldn't mind doing it again. I think I'll just do it the right way this time.
Yeah, you don't have to get up early. You can show up at 10.
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah. Come with everybody else.
Yeah. Well, that sounds great, Kevin. Maybe we'll see you next year. Hopefully, you're free around February. So
we'll see. I mean, Orlando sounds nice too. It's kind of hot down there now.
It's right by Disney and Universal. And
it's only a 6-hour drive.
Yeah,
Atlanta to, you know. Yeah. I might make that drive down there. We'll see.
Hey, you can get a free ticket if you show up early.
We'll see. We'll see.
You can reach out to Nick. He'll take care of you. Yeah,
well, see, I talked to Nick when I was there. He's like, "Hey, here's my number. Give me a call." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that."
Just tell him you're filming for stuff, and he'll let you in.
He'll let you in. It's no problem.
Get the word out all the time. So yeah, it's good.
So again, thank you for coming out today. I really appreciate it. Any final words for our Lego community out there? What would you? What advice would you give to them? Any last words?
Never stop building. Never stop buying. Slowly, and slowly collect that collection. And always have fun. Always make sure you're trying something new. Have a great time. It's a great community. So,
okay. Thank you again. Thank you, Mark. I really appreciate everything you did. Thank you for taking the time with us. Thank you for hanging out with us. Everybody who joined in, thank y'all. Thank y'all. So on that note, we are done with the show. So good night. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all next time.